Morning, Gary.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning. This is Commissioner French, and I'm convening the regularly scheduled business meeting of the Kansas Corporation Commission for this Tuesday, June 27th at 10 a.m. I am joined by Commissioner Keene, and Chair Duffy is absent today. On today's agenda, we have 48 consent agenda items, one noticed item, and one other matter, the consideration of our next fiscal year business meeting schedule. We will begin with the consent agenda. We've had an opportunity to review all of the items on that consent agenda. Commissioner Keene, let me ask if you have any questions or comments about the consent agenda items. You are on mute.
Try it again. No questions. Thank you. I would move approval of the consent agenda.
Very well. I second that motion. Is there any discussion on the consent agenda items?
No.
Hearing none, those in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. The consent agenda is approved. We will now move to our one notice docket item. That is in docket number 23 TRAM 914 PEN, and this is a proposed penalty order in that docket. Our presenter for this item is Mr. Hassan Latif. Good morning, Hassan.
Good morning, commissioners. The penalty order before you arises out of a compliance review of Mid-States Transport LLC, a common carrier which hauls general freight operating out of Kansas City, Kansas. This investigation was conducted on April 26th through May 4th by special investigators Erica Pargas and Penny Fryback. During staff's investigation, the investigators found several violations, and the order before you assesses penalties for 4 of those violations, resulting in $5,250 in total penalties. The violations are briefly summarized as a $3,000 fine for permitting its drivers to falsify records of duty status, a $1,500 fine for driving over the weight requirements of the $85,000 weight limit, or 85,000 pound weight limit. Additionally, there were violations for failing to record hours using electronic logging device and failure to ensure that each driver had an equal chance of being selected for drug testing. Staff believes the order appropriately assesses penalties against the carrier and recommends approval of the order. Both I and staff are available to stand for questions.
Thank you, Hassan. Commissioner Keene, do you have any questions?
No questions. Thank you very much for that overview, Hassan. It was really quite helpful. Once again, I would certainly commend our 2 investigators out in the field for their diligence. And with that, I would move approval of the order.
I will second that motion. We have a motion and a second to approve the proposed order in this docket. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, those in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. The order is approved. Thank you, Hassan.
Thank you.
Our final matter today is consideration and approval of the Commission's fiscal year 2024 business meeting schedule. We do have that listed as an approval item. Commissioner Keene, one thing I wanted to note before we take a vote, and perhaps this could be reflected in the minutes, is simply that this is a tentative schedule for informational purposes, and obviously and it is noted on the schedule that it's subject to change as the Commission issues additional notices of its future meetings. With that, Commissioner Keene, do you have any questions or comments on the proposed business meeting calendar?
Thank you, Commissioner French. No questions. One comment. The comment is our kudos. I think I can be safe in saying that to Sally Kahn for her efforts in doing this, trying to marshal our schedules, trying to reconcile all of the differences there and come up with a schedule this far in advance is really commendable, even though amazingly enough, this fiscal year is going to begin in about a week. So nevertheless, with that being said, thank you very much, Sally. And with that, I would move approval of the draft schedule.
I'll second that motion. Is there any, we now have a motion and a second to approve the fiscal year 2024 business meeting schedule. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. The meeting schedule is approved. With no further business to come before us this morning, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, all in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Take care.